Welcome to the United States of America podcast. I am your host, Niti, and we are broadcasting live from the Food Church here in North Carolina. If you've missed past episodes, please be sure to take the time to watch the first episode and watch the rest like a documentary. We are a people at peace, and we have declared peace to all nations around the world. This is not a marketing or a promotional channel, and we are shining a light on knowledge that is being hidden from you, and we are sharing the truth about your birthright and your inheritance. We have moderators who are assisting in the comment section, so be kind and self-govern, and if you have any questions, please put them in all caps and only enter them once per show. Today is a really special day, guys. It is Anna and James' wedding anniversary today. And so, I'm remembering Anna and I'm celebrating the love between her and her beloved James. And, I just wanted to thank them. I wanted to thank them for their teachings. I want to thank them for their discernment. I want to thank them for their vigilance, for their courage. I want to thank them for their voices, for their love, their caring hearts. And I really wanted to thank them for the way that they both cherished all precious life. I know that I'm forever grateful to them both, and I'm sure many of you are. We're so fortunate to be here in this time, in this space with them. And I hope, it's my wish that Anna is able to, find herself in some of the happy places that she shared with James. I'm sure it's a really hard day for her. I have invited her. I don't know, if she's going to show up. I just don't know. I'm sure she can't really know how she feels, from moment to moment, because grieving is so hard and crazy, right? Like, who knows? So I wanted everyone to know that we should probably be lifting Anna and her spirits today and remembering, the love that she shared with James. It's been a crazy day. Are you guys feeling all of the energy shifts? One of our members here on North Carolina pointed out a couple of things, and I wanted to share them with you because we've been talking about, the energy shifts and the new earth. And she was sharing that we had our first timeline jump of 2026. It was on the Schumann resonance forecast, if anybody is following that kind of thing. She said it was from about 3:30 to 6:30 this morning. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely felt like a bolt of energy. She said we had a couple of them, and that there were there was double jumps, and that's like really rare. So I thought, that was interesting. Hopefully everybody is, really working on raising their frequencies. And, for those of you who are not really familiar, there is actually a forecast place you can look up the Schumann resonance every day. And common symptoms of, when we have high amplitudes is like dizziness or vertigo, sudden onset of fatigue that like coffee can't fix. There's a lot of emotional volatility, like crying or screaming for no logical reason. A lot of head pressure, like really around the forehead, like, the headband headache kind of thing. Heart palpitations or fluttering in the chest. But what you can do to remedy a lot of these things when we have a lot of these big frequency shifts is to just be earthing, grounding. We sleep in a magnetic sleep system, and that really changes a lot of things and helps us to maintain stability overnight. Even though you get a little bit of a jolt, but it's not It's not something that allows your sleep to be disrupted, really, very dramatically. So, because you really only need to ground for like just 15 minutes to do an electron exchange. You can also do other things like, taking salt baths and uh, uh, walking barefoot outside. I mean, if you really need a quick thing, walking barefoot, putting a little bit of Redmond's real salt on the tip of your tongue, like just a little pinch of salt, can help stop it. Um, salt salt can change a lot of things, because it's highly conductive, and especially when you add it into water like a Epsom salt bath. So it kind of helps with that. Anyway, the frequencies are shifting, they're rising, and it's all good. It's a very good thing. So let me see. How is everybody doing today? Yeah, everyone's excited because we're seeing great signs with the Global Family Bank, that everything is coming together. They, looks like they reconciled all of 2025. And so all the deposits went through. And so everybody should have been harmonized. That happened yesterday. And then another thing that Anna was talking about was, like you might have heard her speaking about the heritage dollar, which means that they're having these conversations about how to apply the credit, because the credit would have been, equivalent to an ounce of silver. And so it seems like they had to actually name the currency or create the currency. So that's what the harmony or sorry, heritage dollar is going to be. And that's going to represent um, silver. So now we know that we have the heritage dollar, which is equivalent to 1 ounce of silver. And we have the AFD, which is equivalent to 1/10 of an ounce of gold. So that's progress. It means that they have been having really good conversations about ironing this out, and that de facto was trying to figure out how or what to call this credit or how to manage the credit. And so this is progress. It's amazing. Okay, so I have a question. I am 69, and I'm concerned that once I have completed all my paperwork reclaiming, how does that impact my Social Security? You're owed your Social Security, and so it won't impact it. Nothing should change. You should continue to get what you deserve. This is what you've earned, your earnings. So it won't affect that at all. Now, if you're a federal employee, if you were a federal employee who retired, then you know you are still subject to their federal income tax for your federal income. But if you weren't working for the feds, it shouldn't affect you. Anyway, Anna has been really busy. I know she just put out a couple more articles. I haven't even had a chance to read them. They just popped out, or they were just posted. But it looks like she posted, like they were written yesterday. Maybe they came out yesterday. I don't know. I've been working, so I haven't had an opportunity really to get caught up. But I know that she's telling the military, the Office of the Military, their settlements need to be shut down, and all the personnel associated with it needs to be arrested immediately so that we can finally get to the bottom of the British intrigue. I know she is hot about the U.S. fraud on display and the military settlements, trying to discuss the U.S. debt that they're trying to um, trying to pay with our credit. So funny. So funny. Anyway, I think that we should be focused on raising our frequencies. There's a lot going on there. Um, oh, I got a couple of other questions here. Let's see. I know that global is working as fast as possible to get things harmonized. The Harmony dollar was for prepaid credit. No, the Harmony dollar is the coin. I think it's just the name of the digital coin, which is the AFD. I thought that was the same thing. Um, the prepaid credit is equivalent to 1 ounce of silver, and so I think they just needed to name it. So that's what the heritage dollar is. Um, do I understand it correctly from this document that there are 1 AFDs, 2 Harmony dollar, 3 heritage dollar? The Harmony dollar is the coin. I think that's just the name of the digital coin. That's what I comprehend out of that. And I believe that they said it was called the Harmony coin, which is the um, digital name for the AFD. So I hope that takes care of that for you guys. Anyway, I don't really have very much to report. I was just wanting to, um, help raise the frequency for everyone and for Anna. And, I wanted everyone to know, like, you know, this is everything starting to come together, and it is moving hard and it is moving fast. So I don't know about you folks, but don't you feel like our time, like the time isn't matching the clock? I mean, I feel like it's moving really fast. And if you really are following these things like the Schumann resonance and some of these other frequencies, then I think everyone can feel that. And I feel like uh it's all pretty okay, good. Everybody's saying yes. I was like, is it just me? Because I know we feel it and we've been discussing it. Anyway, um, we know that the love is pouring in, evil is washing out. We are, really watching a lot of people um, lose their egos, which is great. I think a lot of folks have felt like, what do you mean evil's going to wash away? And like all of the folks that have been order followers and doing all these things, like, you mean our family members are all just going to go away? And, this is about mentalism. This is a spiritual war. And as we raise our frequencies, then we're able to overcome the ego. And once you're able to do that, then you'll find a way to be able to be at peace again. And it's, a lot of people don't know what it feels like just to be peaceful. And so that's what's happening. There's a lot of folks who just aren't able to reconcile all of this and then and find their way back to peace. So it's a big deal. But like everyone's saying, the new year just started and it's already the 15th. We're already in the middle of the month. So let's see here. We got a new declared American here. We don't need to the thing about these old processes of the birth certificate is that good luck trying to get them to do it. What happened is everybody was working to do that, and of course, the water reflects the land, and when we start operating in those systems, then they pivot and they show us a new reflection, and they try to make it impossible for you to be able to do that. So just keep your birth certificate and hold on to it. It is the evidence of the crime, and we don't need to actually do that anymore. And definitely do not send it to the IRS. Yeah. Most of the processes are outdated at this point. So get with your assembly to find out what is most current, and they should be able to help you. But your birth certificate is evidence of the crime, so you want to hold on to that. And we should be getting some instruction about that after the banks go live, I think. We're gonna find out. There's just hold on to those for right now. Mm, okay. Anyway, all right. Well, that was about it, guys. I think we should be, um, you know, sending some pure positive energy uh, to Alaska. Send it up Anna's way. Let's help her, and let's all work on, raising our frequencies. And I think we're going to be harmonized here really very shortly, probably sooner than we think. And I know that they said that we aren't going to be really getting any kind of major announcement. So just, make sure everything with your account is in order. I know that Global has really been working hard to get things updated on their sites. There are fantastic videos and a lot of helpful information that's available so that everyone can help themselves. And so that's a great sign that they are ready for us to go, you know. So they're trying to get it ready as the flood comes in so people can really do what they need to help themselves. Because that's what we're going to need. We're going to need folks to be able to just log in and do as much as they can to help themselves. So the links for um, uh, the global link tree is in the show notes every episode, you guys. So you'll be able to click on that and find it if you need it, okay? And otherwise, I will look forward to seeing everybody next week. And we'll see what other big news we have. Right now, I think the biggest news was some of our timeline shifts, outside of what Anna went over on Monday. So pretty cool. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in. There's great love here for you, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Bye for now.